Louisiana has a rich oyster cultivation heritage. In Louisiana, there are public and private sea grounds. The public grounds have traditionally been used to harvest market-sized oysters for sale and as a resource for seeding privately held oyster leases. The public reefs are traditionally open seasonally, beginning the first Wednesday after Labor Day until April 1st or until the state determines that there are not sufficient resources of market-sized oysters to be harvested. Private oyster leases are available for harvesting year-round, and it is the responsibility of the oyster leaseholder to build reef and cultivate oysters on their private leases. This is a typical Louisiana oyster lugger. Oyster luggers are used in every facet of cultivation of oysters in Louisiana. To create a habitable environment for oysters, hardened substrate such as limestone is placed on the water bottom where oysters will eventually grow. It takes 2 to 3 years for an oyster to grow to market size, then it's time for harvesting. These metal dredges, called scrapers, drag on the bottom where spikes, which are called teeth, break loose oysters, which are then caught into the net. The oysters are then pulled aboard where the fisherman sorts and cleans them, placing the market-sized oysters in bushels or sacks. They are refrigerated, then sorted culch returns to the water to provide for more reef in the future. Oysters are placed in sacks, then put into a refrigeration unit until they are offloaded. Once the oysters are offloaded onto pallets, they are placed onto refrigerated trucks, which make their way to the processing facilities. Here, the oysters are cleaned and disinfected through various different processes. Some processing facilities shuck oysters to distribute by the gallon, half gallon, or pint. Some oysters are distributed to be eaten right off of the half shell. Oysters make their way from the processing facility and are distributed to stores, markets, and restaurants, where they can be enjoyed by all. And that, in a nutshell, or should I say, oyster shell, is how an oyster goes from reef to table.